Fox 66 News with Brian Wilk, meteorologist Craig Flint, and Mike Finner with sports. You're watching Fox 66 News first at 10.
Mask up. Tonight is the night the state's mandate on wearing face masks goes into effect. Tonight, customers and business owners are reacting. Good evening, I'm Brian Wilk. Governor Wolf's order to require all employees or customers to wear a mask at an essential business is now underway. It's continuing coverage at 10 o'clock. Star Bodie spoke to an essential business owner and customers about their thoughts on masking and if this could mitigate the spread of COVID-19. She joins us in the newsroom with more. Hi, Star.
Hi, Brian. If you're planning on heading out to an essential business, well, you'll now have to wear a mask, and officials say that this is just one simple way to stop spreading the virus.
At 8 o'clock on Sunday night, a new order went into effect. Governor Wolf is mandating that all employees and customers wear masks inside essential businesses.
The biggest thing is the safety of our customers that walk in, their family, and of course ourselves and our family. So yeah, we'll be telling everyone, and we've been doing that for the last several days, reminding customers to wear masks.
The order also requires businesses to deny entry to customers who aren't wearing masks. Anyone over the age of 2 must wear a mask unless they have a medical condition that prevents it. The order also establishing other safety measures like limiting business capacity to 50%. Some customers saying that the new order is eye-opening.
Originally, when this whole thing came about, I didn't take it too seriously. I was like, oh, I'm young, it's not going to affect me too much. But I'm seeing that it has been a really big problem, not just for people, I mean for the economy as well.
Others we spoke to say that they're frustrated and feel that they shouldn't have to wear a mask if they're a customer at a store.
I think it's stupid. Why should I have to wear a mask? I mean, I'm not sick. A bunch of these people that are coming in here are not sick.
Now, failure to follow these requirements could result in citations or fines. Brian?
Star, thank you. Senator Dan Laughlin looks to help legislation slowly reopen the Pennsylvania economy. Senator Laughlin saying a crucial reopen the economy should be done in a safe way. This coming after the Pennsylvania House of Representatives approving Senate Bill 613. The bill directs the governor to produce a plan that would allow businesses that can follow CDC and essential work guidelines to resume working. While some employees continue to express their frustrations, the senator adds that Monday's protest in Harrisburg could alleviate some stress for Pennsylvanians.
Allow people to get a little bit of their frustration out of their system and feel like they're being heard, so I totally understand that. I hope that it's a peaceful protest. The ones that I've seen in a few other states so far have been pretty peaceful, so we're hopeful for that.
And Laughlin adding that this is a time where the community needs to support one another and social distance to defeat this virus. And to weather now, meteorologist Craig Flint has your Fox First forecast. Hey, Craig.
Hey, Brian. Good Sunday evening to you, and good Sunday evening, everyone. So not bad today. We did manage to hit 60. The clouds rolled in the afternoon as expected, and we had a little band of wet weather move through, so that's why it kind of looks a little damp here on the Bob Ferrando World Cam in Girard, Main Street. Most of the wet weather coming to an end. You can see it kind of snaking its way to the south and east. Just a couple of spotty drops here along the shoreline. As we head deeper into the night, I do anticipate the sky to partially clear. That should allow temperatures to drop once that happens. So 44 right now. Northeast wind at 6, so it's off the water, ushering in the cooler air. As we take a look at your forecast first, we'll start out with some patchy clouds around sunrise at 6:32, but a nice, bright, sunny day as we head into Monday. A little cooler, though. We'll talk more about the forecast, and it's an active week again. Details coming up in a bit. Brian?
Thank you, Craig. Governors of the nation's hot spots and some who see cases rising are calling on the federal government to help with testing, with hospital funding and their small businesses. The state executives find themselves fighting the COVID battle on two fronts, public health and economic, and some faced weekend protests from those who want the stay-at-home orders lifted. Karen Kafa reports from Washington.
way, my dear.
Governors like Democrat Ralph Northam of Virginia pushing back on White House claims that states have what they need for coronavirus testing.
We've been fighting for testing. It's not a straightforward test. We don't even have enough swabs, believe it or not.
Republican Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland says he needs the federal government to be more of a partner in the crucial testing effort.
To try to push this off to say that the governors have plenty of testing and they should just get to work on testing, somehow we aren't doing our job, is just absolutely false.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo described his state at halftime in the COVID battle and says next steps should be a joint effort.
States have to do what they have to step up on testing, and the federal government has to step up on testing.
Wide-scale testing is key to states reopening businesses, something President Trump is eager to see as unemployment rolls swell and economic concerns mount. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says the administration is balancing priorities.
The president's number one focus is the health of the American public, and the number two focus is the economy. And I think we have a very good plan to deal with both at this point.
Mnuchin has been negotiating this weekend with congressional Democrats for more money for a small business relief program that ran out of funding days ago. In Washington, Karen Kafa, Fox 66 News.
The Pennsylvania Department of Health confirming today more than 32,000 positive cases throughout the Commonwealth. During this afternoon's briefing, Secretary of Health Dr. Rachel Levine says there was a significant increase of 276 deaths across the state. The Department of Health also announcing electronic and probable cause deaths are now being reported. The new data brings the statewide total to more than 1,100 deaths.
We are working to reconcile our data with information from several different sources. This includes our NEDS data reporting system, but also our electronic data reporting system and our county municipal health departments. We understand how important...
Now let's take a look at some of the regional COVID-19 numbers. PA state website lists Erie County at 58 confirmed cases. Crawford County still remains at 16 cases. Warren County still reporting just 1 case. And there are 27 confirmed cases reported in Chautauqua County, New York, as well as 3 deaths, and 66 confirmed cases in Ashtabula County, Ohio, with 5 deaths reported there. And while those new guidelines for keeping us all safe go into effect tonight, many businesses remain closed. But protests are being planned in Erie and Harrisburg on Monday to encourage leaders to reopen Pennsylvania's economy. Concerned citizens will come together to peacefully protest against lockdown restrictions continuing beyond May 1st. The protesters insist it is not sustainable to continue a lockdown because the economic and societal consequences will be irreversible. The protest planned in Erie happens in Perry Square at 3 p.m. In her daily news conference, the state Secretary of Health said the protest is fine as long as protesters follow guidelines.
If the protesters stay in their cars and they drive around the Capitol and exercise their right to protest, then I wouldn't expect any particular public health implications.
And the beautiful weather it brought people outside today, even during the pandemic. Reporter Chelsea Swift spoke to families taking advantage of what feels like the beginning of spring.
Since the stay-at-home order started on April 1st, Pennsylvania residents have been stuck at home for over 2 weeks now. Members of the Erie community are enjoying some of the spring weather while still keeping a social distance to others.
Well, we try to get out with the kids as much as possible, considering all the parks are closed, and we know how important it is to get some fresh air and sunshine, and helps these kids from getting too stir crazy as well.
The Lunds aren't the only family spending time at Dobbins Landing. Father and daughter Jerry and Anna Keller are picking up a new hobby.
She just showed an interest in fishing, so we went and got a license and decided to just try to get out of the house a little bit. You know, cooped up in the house, you know, you can go a little crazy.
Other families ventured to Frontier Park to get some exercise. One mother saying her kids like to stay active.
My kids are super physically active, and we just live down the street, so this is a huge blessing to be so close. The fresh air is good for all of us physically, but also just mentally.
Some people who are getting outside today are saying that in addition to helping them feel better mentally and physically, it's a great way to spend quality time with their family.
Here to fish for trout with my grandfather because we haven't spent too much time together lately, so just trying to get out here. It's a nice day and fish a little.
Alex and his grandfather, Doug Rogers, are keeping up their tradition of fishing in Frontier Park creeks, while other families are trying to figure out ways to keep their kids entertained.
It's been fun to spend as much quality time together as we've been able to, and we find fun things to do at home, fun learning activities, and ways to keep them busy. And being outside is definitely one of those ways.
Chelsea Swift, Fox 66 News.
And you can buy a limited amount of liquor or wine from state stores starting Monday. It's the first chance to do so in more than a month because of the coronavirus pandemic lockdown. A limited number of stores across the state will take orders by phone and provide curbside pickup between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Mondays through Saturdays. Here are the area stores that will offer this service. In Erie County, it'll be the State Store in Yorktown Center and 737 East 38th Street. In Crawford County, it'll be the store in the downtown mall. And in Warren County, it'll be the State Store on Market Street offering this service. And an accident late Sunday afternoon sends a woman to the hospital with serious injuries. The story's new tonight at 10. Emergency crews were called to the intersection of East 26th and Holland Streets around 4 this afternoon. According to reports, a female driver crashed her car into a telephone pole, causing serious injuries. She was taken to an area trauma center for treatment. Erie police continue their investigation.